Why is it that you have some women who will talk all this shit about black men, average black men, or even black men that's making bank, and they still don't want to mess with them, but they will date or they will commit to the average non-black man who still don't have any of that shit. Like, why is the dope brother who got it all in the friend zone, but Miguel, Chad, and them are not?
Man, that's that what I would think. What I think really is that pick me syndrome. And pick me, but in the way of, in a self-loathing way. You know, it's like, since nobody else around me, nobody else that I really want to be with, none of the black men that I really want, none of the men that I really want me. So let me just try to disassociate myself completely from what I deem now as the negative side of my group, and try to get picked by somebody else from the positive side, from what I see as.
You know, about to get canceled today. Okay.
Let me get picked by one of them, you know, because I'm different. I'm not like the rest of the Negroes. I'm different. You know, so you can pick me, because I'm gonna be a good girl, okay, for massa. All right, I'm gonna do what you say. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's a form of another form of self-hate. That's why I don't trust black people who got too many white friends. Hell to nah. I don't even trust black people who try to impress white people that much. No, I don't trust you. And I damn sure don't trust black people who date outside their race with white people. If you married them, I can't. I just can't. I don't trust you.
Well, goddamn.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's a form of self-hate. No, that's why I can't rock with you. Hell to the nah. You fuck around, go back, and you talking all types of shit to your white family. I ain't got time.
My God. Now, let's see. Now, I want to go ahead and see, because when we were talking about like when I saw in the comments, I was talking about all the women who wanted to divest, into black men and everything. My thing is this: what makes them just go for the fixer upper? Because that's all they're complaining about. They're always complaining about apparently this brother who, because when you tell me black man ain't shit, that lets me know that you were dealing with a man that was like so damn low. I start to look at you wondering why you even dealt with this person. Like, why'd you even go there? And the same thing if we flip it around. Yeah, you brothers out there that was complaining this shit, y'all was fuck with Dusty. See, and I wish Rebecca was here, because when me and Rebecca were talking, and when she was on my show, she mentioned that black men were mainly in the damn hot seat. And that's not the first time I've heard that. Like, men set the tone. So when men be getting in on the women, it's like, okay, which men are going in on the women? Because the men who are successful in dating, they're not doing a whole lot of complaining. So you got these women over here who are complaining like, we don't want to fuck with y'all at all. Why are you guys constantly messing with the so-called low-hanging fruit of men, these dusties or whatever? Why does that continue to happen? That's the part we don't get. So no more black men instead of no more dusty black men. We're just saying we're not fucking with the whole race of the black men. So that's the part that we're trying to understand. It's like, so why are you not? Why won't you just admit it? You dusty, and your dusty motherfucker played you, and now your dusty ass want to go get something non-black. I don't know why they would, because you dusty. But then again, like you said, but all of a sudden you will shape up, you will adapt and adjust for this other non-black individual. You couldn't do that for your black man, or y'all couldn't do that together. Like you said, you couldn't motivate and inspire him to be better, and you didn't want to do yourself. So it's interesting that now you got, shout out to the sisters that date white, your flavor's your flavor. But damn, why all of a sudden, let me get my shit together?
Man,
we gotta ask them, huh?
I'm like, that ain't my lane. I'm not even over there with them.
Like, so that means you ain't got one day one, not one ace that said, girl, I'm done with brothers, because
You know what? I actually did. I had that conversation with a friend
okay.
a few months ago. That's crazy. Yeah, I actually did. I had one. She was but I mean, even for my friend, I could be honest. Like, the dudes that she was messing with won't shit. And I told her that when she said it. Like, I told her a couple things. One, I told her she got to do some self-reflection, because the men she attracts is only a reflection of what's inside herself. So the only reason you're getting these ancient ass niggas is because you got some ancient ass shit in you. Point blank period. Number two. Number two was I did, because she was saying I forgot exactly what she said, but she was talking about herself, And I did commend her for realizing that some of her behaviors, good black men will not tolerate. I was like, you could, I mean, if I'm being real with you, you might be able to get a man outside of your race that might deal with that specifically. I ain't about to get on her specifically. Okay, that's my friend.
Yeah.
But they might deal with that specifically. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like, if you, the black man that you're talking about, of the caliber that you're talking about, a lot of shit about yourself, you're going to have to change. If you're not okay with that, then, you know, shit, maybe you don't need to be fucking with black men, because they're not going to lower their standards, especially the caliber that you're looking for you. Like, you got it's certain stuff you're going to have to work on, period. But even within that, any group of men that you go to, there's a certain standard that you're going to have to uphold. So you're either way, you're going to have to come back to self and work on some things. No matter what man you get with, it's going to come back to the things that you have going on within you, because that's going to affect anybody that you attract.
Right.
But I did tell her it was sad though, because I definitely didn't agree with that. You know, I didn't want to call her, you know, saying bed Winston, no shit like that. That's still my name. But,
Yeah.
We like that. That's my friend. But I definitely was.
I got a personal friend like that too.
End up messing with another black dude afterward, anyways. But she was going through it. She was going through it with a dude, and it was a lot. But again, that was the dude that she was with. I didn't mess with a bunch of black dudes. I can never say that I would never mess with them. No black man has done anything to me that I can say I would never mess with a black man ever again. Never. It has never happened. You would never hear me say that.
And that's why we're gonna segue into the men now. We still gonna stay on the subject. You done said something very, very profound that I guess a lot of black men don't hear. See, the way you carry yourself depends on who you're going to attract. So now let's go ahead and get on the subject of when brothers was like killing me in the comments section. Shout out to O'Shea Du Jackson. You know, when I said that there's some motherfuckers in the black manosphere, you know, the supporters were just complaining about women too damn much. And motherfuckers was really getting on my ass like, oh, he wanted them niggas to be like, you know, hey, why don't y'all just like, you know, just take it and, you know, and let the girls get. Nah, I was like, nah, you don't hold women accountable. Well, for one, it's not my fucking place to hold any woman accountable. Women, y'all hold yourself accountable. That's where I'm at.
It's true.
I just talk and I support for the men's side. But if I'm not complaining, I never was complaining. And when mother was like, well, he married, what the fuck does he know? Them motherfuckers act like I was married for 40 years. I was only married for 8. Like, let's see, when the Tinder and all that. Look, I got married in 2013. So up until 2013, the gram was popping.
Yeah, Tinder Facebook was popping.
Yeah, anything digital where I could fuck with dating was
Twitter
popping.
was popping. Yeah, it's a couple years. A couple things was popping. Yeah.
The DMs was popping, but I didn't fuck with the DMs. I like to travel, go to, you know, I was bullshit with the clubs and bars, but I'm a social butterfly. I like to talk to people. I like to touch, feel, and flirt. I like eye contact and shit like that. That's what I like to do. I can tell that a lot of these dudes were not doing that. These some swiping ass niggas waiting on a response. That's why they're saying dating is hard. And I'm over here like nothing really has not changed from 2013 up until now. The only thing I could say that changed about dating, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's still an advantage. You actually have girls going on social media telling you that they ain't shit. You actually have girls admitting why they want simps. You have Brittany Renner talking about NBA players and shit was fucking idiots and airheads. Right there. Yeah, you actually had. It's like, hey, if y'all on TikTok, but the thing is this: to me, this is what I want to talk to you about. There's too much, in my opinion. There's too much, you know, magnifying on the bad apples, and that's the part I don't get. Why in today's space? Why is there so much attention on the bad apples, the delusional women? You know, the crazy women, the entitled women. You got good girls like yourself. I'm not saying you're struggling, but you got good girls like yourself that are overlooked. Not locally. I'm sure you get game no matter where. You know, but there's only a handful of you guys in this space in YouTube that barely, like, somebody like yourself. Your ass should have been like, you know, at the Hunters by now, because you're an attractive woman with a fucking brain.
Thank you.
So why the fuck and not too many dudes just like all up, and women too, because they can learn from you, but they don't. That's that's a handful of you so-called pick-me's up on YouTube. Only a handful of y'all, but they want to keep. Brittany Renner keeps getting attention. Why isn't Zeze getting as much attention as fucking Brittany Renner?
You know, I made a video about that too. Why women, I went live about that, why women haven't canceled Brittany Renner, because that's a reflection on ourselves, you know. Shout out to the brothers and to the men who have been canceling her and women like her. But yeah, the only reason she's been getting clout for the most part is because women who have been supporting her. If we're being real, we have been giving her the clout. We have been giving her the attention. Like, she get to attention from dudes and, you know, things of that nature. But if you go on there, a lot of her pictures, a lot of it, blue checks, women. A lot of it's women. Oh my gosh, girl, you so strong. Girl, he's stupid. Girl, that man so weak. Girl, you so inspirational. Like, we are really the ones that are feeding into her BS. You know what I'm saying? And giving her more fuel to run off of. Women, I think we aspire to, a lot of us aspire again to try to have it all. And those are the women who we think seemingly have it all. You know what I'm saying? Those, the Instagram models, the ones who are, you know what I'm saying, again, the ones that's popping on the reality shows and things of that nature. But what they fail to realize is the men that they don't want the women who have it all. You know, the men that they want the women who want them, not want it all and want them. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's who want them. The Poogies and Ray Rays don't give a damn if you don't put them first. The Poogies and Ray Rays don't give a damn if you on their program. They'll stay with your ass for 14, 15 years, 7 years, have kids with you, never marry you, y'all just be together, or eventually marry you because you just keep nagging them. You eventually get a little side chick, then you just be with her until y'all die. Like, the Poogies and Ray Rays will do that. You know what I'm saying? But men who are a certain stature, they're going to have standards. You're not going to be able to get away. You're going to have to put in work. That's what it is. Like, let me say that's another thing that it is laziness. Women, modern women, and I didn't even say this to myself because I didn't realize how fucking lazy I was until honestly checking my damn self and listening to some of this content. Yeah, you know, it's laziness. Like, for real, we don't want to. It's work being with a man of stature, being with a man who respects himself and you, who wants to do for you, being with a protector, a provider, a leader. That takes work. Like, that's just not I'm gonna get up and text him good morning, hey king. And like, you think you about to get some benefits. Like, no, there's work, it's time, it's effort, it's attention, it's femininity, it's receiving, being able to receive him, what he's giving to you, you know, in a correct manner. So it puts in its work with the Poogies and Ray Rays. You ain't gotta put in no damn work. You can go work your 9 to 5, have your kids watch. Have somebody watch your kids, get a little cute little job. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go on little vacations or whatever. You ain't got to put in no work for real. He gonna be doing him. You pretty much y'all just doing y'all, but together. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so this is funny. I'm a correspond with what you just said. Okay. I got ripped apart in the comments because I said brothers is lazy. Now, I didn't mean to offend. I didn't mean to offend nobody because you know who I was dealing with. I was dealing with Pookie. Yep, and I don't give a fuck if they watching this shit because I'm gonna probably beat the fuck out of this shit on my YouTube channel, and they know it too. I know them niggas been waiting because I was making the point. This is really what it was. You have the complaint about the modern woman, right? But I think I just exposed Pookie and Ray Ray 3.0, and Pookie and Ray Ray 3.0 ain't getting no chicks anymore. See, women done kind of wised up. And they're just kind of like, I'm not fucking with doing it. So that's why a lot of these dudes are complaining, not getting no action, no game. It's like, yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray back in the day, who was dad and uncle in them, they had swag and game. They did. I mean, yeah, you remember Big Uncle in them and Swole with the blue collar shirt with the fat afro with the pick in it? Them dudes used to pull back in the day.
That's true.
They're not here anymore. Yeah, the new Pookie and Ray Rays, everybody grandson. It's like, no, you're not pulling no more because you're always on the phone. So when you're saying dating is hard, that's letting me know you have zero mouthpiece. So, I mean, think about it. You're talking about, okay, if we're talking about dating is hard, you don't understand the game. Like, you know, things are different. I'm like, okay. I just basically listen. Number one, I listen to what a lot of women speak, you know, what a lot of women talk about. Why? Because I enjoy the company of women. I like talking to women. I just love being around them. When I'm out and about and shit, when at happy hour, we always just talking to some random chick just about whatever, whether it's dating, politics, whatever. But a lot of y'all out there cannot stand to hear a woman's voice because you're too busy trying to fuck. And that's where things go wrong. You don't want to really be honest and just be like, well, anyways, I'm just trying to see if you want to smash whatever because you know it's going to make you sound like an idiot.
Now, you're right about that.
Yeah, a lot of dudes say dating is hard because they don't know how to be charming. They don't know how to flirt. And then they be on this old, and remember, the modern red pill is basically men going their own way and fuck what these bitches think because of their true sexual nature. They don't consume so much of the modern red pill. I'm not talking about Rollo Tomasi's red pill where he was just gaming you up on social issues, the attack on masculinity. No. We're talking about these dudes who are basically like, she just kind of probably got a high ass body count anyway, so why should I be charming?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why dating is really hard for them. Like they just can't like when they see somebody like you, they just can't go up and be like, "Excuse me, Miss, hi, I'm Reese, and you are," and of course you give me your name. It's like, no, I just found you, very attractive. Why don't you come over and have a drink with me real quick? Let's get to know one another. They can't do that.
Mm.
They can't do that. Why?
I
Because you
can't.
actually have to fucking be
I can't argue
nice.
that. That's
Yeah,
true.
because yeah, they actually have to be nice. When you consume so much modern red pill knowledge, you're the enemy. They always
Mm.
gonna be on the defensive. Men act like chicks. I don't want to get hurt. When men just be like dating is hard. This all I'm hearing is I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get caught up. I don't want to get dude. They act. This is what women were saying about dudes all the time, and now shit reverse. Dudes are
Yeah.
scared. Yeah, you're literally scared. And know what? Let me get back to the lazy part. The lazy part is working on your mouthpiece, your articulacy, and working on your appearance. Like you see what
Mm.
this look, you think dating is hard shit. Y'all niggas wait till you get to marriage. Or fuck that. Just the commitment part. Not even the marriage, just the part where y'all together, it's like, okay, this is the playoffs, and it's a long ass playoff until you get to the finals, which is marriage. Imagine a man. I'm talking to you fellas out there. Imagine right now. What do you think is going to take to keep Zeze? That's gonna be some fucking work. Of course, you may be like, nah, Reese, it's not, nah, I'm good, I'm good. It's like, nah. ZZ got game. She's a freaking influencer. She's a model. So you know what happens? That means a lot of dudes are probably going to pop if they got that game. What is going to be so great about you? And I'm sure you're going to be faithful to your man or whatever. But then
Yeah.
again, if your man is on some shit, some insecure shit, you're gonna be like, oh, hold on. This is some egregious shit. Why the fuck you so goddamn insecure? That's how you gonna be. That's how you gonna be. Like you already set the tone. I'm sorry, fellas, if y'all watching this and when to get on YouTube, oh, you have set the tone of what type of man you're fit for. He can't
Mm.
be no bitch.
That's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure. 100%.
And when dudes talk about dating is hard, it's like, well, you gotta deal with this shit right here. You dealing with a
Mm.
baddie with brains, a young baddie with brains. You're not even finished yet, which means you still got hella shit to learn. Which means your intelligence is
Yeah.
gonna be through the roof. Probably by 30. Most likely you'll be married by then. But whoever your husband is, that's that dude. We can't wait to see who. I'm looking forward to that shit. Like, who is the brother that wifed up Zeze? Because this motherfucker must be magnificent. This motherfucker must be royalty. I mean, god
Oh,
damn.
man.
No, because I'm just making the point. When dudes just be like, dating is hard, it's like, you think dating is hard? Try having a conversation with ZZ. This is how you have one. This is how you have one.
That's
I'm
real.
not scared. Yeah, it's like I'm
Mm.
not scared. I'm not scared of nobody, especially no
Mm.
woman. And when dudes just be like, they dumb themselves down and they go for the dumber girls because they can't even like interact with somebody like you. And like a lot of the influencers and also content creators that actually speak on shit like this, they can't
Mm.
do it. That's why y'all dumb yourselves down. Go for the dumber girls. No offense to you dumb girls, but y'all they end up pulling them chicks because they know they can run them. They can run game on them. They get
Yeah.
with a girl with a fucking brain, it's a wrap. So y'all go for those threes, y'all go for those fours, and then y'all get fucked up because they run game on you, and then you're crying over there to the black manosphere in the comment section talking about these bitches ain't shit. Well, you went for a three or four who had a bigger brain than you, and they played your ass because you're
Mm.
afraid of girls like ZZ. Because ZZ, I already know. I'm not saying that you'll have a motherfucker crying and shit, but you'll have a motherfucker crying. I'm just saying. Like I'm not saying you're a
No.
handful. I'm not saying you're a handful, but I know it's the man that you are fit for. Like you said, he gonna be a bad man. You gotta be fucking Cassius Clay to date ZZ. I mean, goddamn. I know that's a compliment, but this is the thing. I think no, fellas, all them dudes that be complaining, they really need to know about this shit. And all same thing on the women's side and shit. See,
Mm.
this is what a lot of those sisters who divested from black men, this is what they're afraid of. the
Mm.
uppity Negro, which apparently is supposed to be me. It's like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, but a lot of women really don't want to fall behind that because I guess I could be perceived as stubborn. I'm not going to be able to get this. It's like, dude, you can get whatever you want out of me, especially if you're my woman. I'm gonna treat you and shit. And I'm not a fucking dick. I'm not an asshole. No, but like you said earlier, you're not going to be run that silly spoiled brat shit.
Yeah.
And that's why you go to the other side to Miguel and all of them
Because
and
you think they're
Justin
going to take
Bieber
it.
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they can take it because I don't know how many anytime you can get your man who ain't black to do TikTok dances with you, we ain't gonna do that shit.
And that
You
would be the main
can't.
one I see too, the mixed couples, the interracial couples doing
Yeah.
that shit.
My God. I mean you can have a few where you have like the white girl and the brother and she's talking about why I like black men or whatever, but this shit's
Mm.
subtle. But they're not dancing and shit. Do you feel or do you think that a lot of black men are complaining a little bit too much about black women, and in the digital space?
No. No, I don't think black men are complaining too much. I think it's just a rush of content, of similar content. A lot of black men are making the same points, which
Ah,
there's nothing wrong with. But it's really, again, it's because y'all voices have been suppressed for a long time. There hasn't been any Oprah shows or Dr. Phil's or what's her name, Tamar Braxton. I forgot, some lady who got a
who was
morning
that?
show. But
Oh yeah,
like,
Tamar
y'all
was
don't
on the
have that.
talk or something like is it talk or real? One of them two.
Yeah, but y'all don't have as many vices to express yourselves as black women did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shoot, we had the whole network on. That was shit. That was one within itself. Tyler Perry ain't got nothing for black men specifically. All his content is really geared towards black women and
right.
demonizing black men. Most of his content. So yeah, y'all never really had any spaces to continually and openly discuss your issues, you know what I'm saying, with each other and with women, you know what I'm saying? So it's understandable why we seeing such a rush, especially in this age. Again, shit is getting, it's kind of come to a head, or it's coming to a head, our behaviors as black women and as black men. And so
Mm,
now it's black men who are out here saying what needs to be said, or saying what been on their mind, saying what been on their father's mind, their older brother's mind, their uncle's mind. They heard things they heard in the barbershop, things they heard just talking to their friends. It's like, it's now, it feels like they need the time. They want to say it, like, and especially because a
mm,
lot of black women are trying so hard not to receive it, even though a lot of us realize what they're saying is correct or something
yeah,
we should be listening to. So a lot of them, that's a feminine energy that you see, especially for like the red pill, the incel, whatever the case may be, like the ones who are kind of further down on the spectrum.
right.
The ones that, sound like you mentioned, who will hop up on the video and say, "Oh, her body count is high. Oh, she did that. She'll not submit. And these women ain't submitting to nobody." You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Just on the internet, click clacking. It ain't really doing nothing in person. Usually they're on the lower side. You know what I'm saying? They're on the lower
click
side.
clack.
It's basically like it's like the opposite side of the divestors and black women. You know what I'm saying? Who always try to call black men bullet bags and act like black men ain't shit, and we know we need to explore options. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
always going to be two different extremes. It's always going to be polar opposites. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be a spectrum. But I don't mind all the content I see from black men. Honestly, even with the
Mm,
repetitiveness, because I follow a lot, honestly, of red pill or like manosphere pages, black manosphere pages, or black channels who are in the manosphere, should I say. And a lot of them do have similar content. A lot of them do either react to the same things, or they talk about some of the same subjects that's trending, or they have some of the same talking points. Like
yeah.
Kevin Samuels went viral, but a lot of his talking points was been being said by the manosphere before then. It's just he got a lot of credit for it because he was the person that went the most viral for it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind
Mm,
that. You know what I'm saying? I think men, y'all need more space. Y'all need more spaces. Y'all need TV shows and fucking, you know, games, books, things like it needs to be more normalized of y'all talking about your issues, talking about your standards for us, because we want to hear it. A lot of times we don't, their voices get suppressed in home, which is why it gets suppressed nationally, and you know what I'm saying, on a larger scale, but it gets suppressed in home. So a lot of us don't even hear our brothers. Like, I know brothers and sisters who don't even talk to each other. I know brothers who don't talk to
yeah.
their mothers, don't talk to their sisters, don't talk to none of the women in their family, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, honestly, because of that and more abuse, trauma, whatever the case may be. But we don't have that opportunity to get direct messages from black men. You know what I'm saying? Not in the form that we're receiving it in. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us have bad communication skills. So when we asking, we ain't even asking in the proper way for us to get it back. You know what I'm saying? So it's the spaces are needed. You know, you won't have the Pookie Ray Ray sisters won't get up there and complain and never do nothing about it. Of course. But
that just sounds weird. Pookie and Ray Ray is complaining now. And
yeah, it's a great.
Good Brothers was complaining about them because they was getting all the girls.
Yeah, but you know, that is a feminine energy too. Them trying to go so hard on women. A lot of them got like issues with their mother, issues with the women in their family, whatever the case may be. And so that's kind of that's kind of like sign language, like Kevin be saying. It's like a need to be right. So they're gonna keep saying it over and over. They gonna comment on every video, every picture. No, she did that. No, she did it. She ain't gonna never have no man. She can never get a high value man. Like it's like they get fixated on it. You know, because
like they want you to lose. That's
it almost is a bit resentment there. Yeah, it is.
I kind of wish I would have go back in the hands of time and actually explain that, because when they made it seem like I was speaking in general, that too many men were just complaining about women, and that really wasn't the case. But even though it's only a small amount, but my deal was, like I said earlier, there was so much focus on the delusional women, the entitled women, to the point where good women like yourself were overlooked. So it kind of set up this space where they want women, especially black women, to fail. They're being entertained by the failure. When I've seen Kevin Samuel's platform, I kind of felt bad for these women, because there were actually some women on there that you can tell needed some freaking professional help. You can legit tell. And I'm wondering, like, y'all really need help. If y'all calling a image consultant YouTuber, yeah, you really need help. But he can give you the harsh reality, and I get it. But the deal is, it's magnified. So when these brothers keep on watching all this content, and like you said, listening to all this content, you guys are really overlooking like the sweet.
A lot of good sisters. That's true. This is true.
Yeah, and you want all these women to fail. So when you're over here talking about dating is hard, it's like you keep going for the wrong ones.
That's true too.
You keep on talking shit. And now that you said a space needs to be developed, because that's what my space is for. We kick game, in the space over here. If anybody is already up on my channel, we had Lucario, Ron Wills, and EO, and a bunch of other people, Kev Hick, who go ahead and kick that game, but they have problems with us. Now I want to go ahead and throw this question at you. Why is it that you got men like me who try to help the brothers that don't succeed? Why they got to get on their case? Why don't they want to listen? Almost sounds like something else, huh? Y'all don't want to listen when somebody trying to tell y'all something. So why don't you guys want to listen to the dudes who have been successful in dating? Have you seen that on your end? Like, this dude trying to get you up. Why ain't you listening? Why are you still whining and want these women to fail?
Well, I'm going to give brothers the benefit of the doubt. For the most part, I will say they are listening. But yeah, there are a few, but honestly, that's what it is, though. It's a feminine energy within them. It's like a defiant, honestly, that's not even a feminine. That's like undirected masculine energy. That defiance. And, a lot of that stems from the relationship with fathers and sons, just in our community, and brothers within our community, which is something I would let a man more lead that conversation, but I get a little 2 cents on it. But I really would want you or another man, you have a conversation with another man about that, because brothers, y'all got it. I'm a sister. I'm going to stay over here. But the dynamic between a lot of black men and their fathers and their brothers and their cousins, it's unhealthy. A lot of them have a resentment, especially when it comes to fathers in our community, have a resentment there with listening, because it's like, well, nigga, you wasn't there all the time, or you did this, or mama did this for me. It's like you have especially if he wasn't in the home consistently, there's a bit of, it's like I became my man on my own a little bit, so nigga, how you gonna tell me now I've been doing all this for I done got this.
I like how you snuck that in. You became a man a little bit. I like how you snuck that in.
just that. But yeah, it's like they came into their manhood on their own. So it's like, now I ain't asked you for advice, or you ain't gave me much up until this point. And now you sit up here, you think you're gonna tell me how to da-da-da-da? And so even if they don't realize that is translating to how they feel about other content creators, when they look at black male content creators and see that they may even be saying something similar to what their fathers was trying to tell them, or their uncles, or their OGs, or older brothers, whatever the case may be. But it's like, I'm gonna do me. I mean, especially with the younger generation, Gen Zers, like them, it's a good thing to an extent. Because it's like a soldier. It's like I said, it's a masculine. It's just an undirected masculine energy. But that's where the fathers have to come in. That's why it's important for fathers to rekindle their relationship with their sons, and to initiate that process of healing, because you're going to see that tug and pull of power, you know, the young dudes versus the old dudes. Actually, I want to do a video about this anyways, but about the old, yeah,
I
about
was
the
thinking
older
about that
generation.
too.
Yeah, you should absolutely with all the black men, because it's a problem, you know, and that's one of the reasons why we have such dysfunction as well, is because our men aren't all the way in alignment with one another. So the women we can't follow you if you disorganized. You know what I'm saying? We follow wherever the fuck we go, wherever. Hey, look, shout out to Shahrazad Ali. You know, she said the black man is the first prime. That's a whole nother stream. Okay.
Ooh, yes, it is.
But yeah, it's real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of young dudes just have a resentment there, and they have a hesitancy to listen to older black men because they failed. A lot of the older black men in their lives failed to guide them when they thought it was necessary. You know, and so now you know, it's a bit of defiance there. But a lot of the young brothers are trying to come around. I will say that. I do see a lot of them, especially with like little channels, YouTube channels specifically, that make good content and that follow some of the older content creators and what they talk about with dating specifically. So yeah, but yeah, it's a lack of guidance for sure.
Okay, well, since Zeze made me feel guilty and shit, I truly do apologize to you guys for saying you guys complain about women too much. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm really truly am sorry. I really truly am sorry. But then again, the kind of that smoke that I got, I was just like, this is why you guys ain't successful with women.
Because it's a lot, and you know, and that's why I can't, because there is a bit of validity to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I do peep, like I said, there's a feminine energy with some of the, like I said, on the further right side of the spectrum. Why the hell is she? The ghetto.
It's cracking at your house.
The ghetto over here. There is a feminine energy on the right side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? The further right side of the spectrum, with all the men who complain and get up online all day, you know, not really getting no women in real life, don't know how to interact with women. That's a feminine energy they hold of just complaining. Because masculinity is moving. It's doing. It's like, I see the problem. Let me figure out how to fix it. I'm about to try to figure out a way to fix it. So masculine men, even if they do see the problems within dating in the dating sphere, it's not going to that's not enough reason for them to stop or to not keep trying, because they're going to keep trying. It's just a natural instinct to keep going. You know what I'm saying? As a man, it's your natural instinct to keep pushing, keep thriving. Okay, but there is a feminine energy essence within some of these young men who's like, man, I'm not trying to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And again, we can talk about the breakdown of the black family, black men, black fathers, mothers, you know, role reversal, all of that jazz, which is true. But at the end of the day, we do got to deal with and realize what is there, which is there's a feminine essence in a lot of these young dudes, man. Like, bro, man up. I feel what you're saying. Like, bro, you get the fuck off the internet. What are you on the internet complaining about women for? You could be out here getting something. What is you doing? You know, I get it, but a lot of young men don't have brothers like you telling them that at home. Get your stupid ass off the internet. Let's go to the bar. Let me take you. Let's walk around the mall right quick. Let me show you how to smack some women. You know, like, that's not happening as often as it should. Sadly, surely. Shout out to some of the brothers who are kind of picking up the slack. Like I said, over 50% of black men don't have children anyway. So there's a lot of black men out here who honestly could be mentoring more black men who aren't their kids. Point blank period. Shout out to my brother who he has 2 children, 2 girls of his own, but he got like a handful of like young dudes who he talks to on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. They can call him if something's wrong, and you know, and it's because these young dudes, they don't have their fathers, they don't have consistent fathers in their lives, or they don't have consistent men, older men, to help guide them through their manhood or through their masculine journey. They don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So you see the Pookies Red Rays online. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take an effort from both sides, but specifically from older black men to reach down to the younger black men and then be willing to have their fucking hand up and learn. You know what I'm saying? And take in the knowledge that they get from the what's called. But it's going to y'all got to initiate the process. Shout out to the brothers who already have, because there is some out here, but yeah, it has to happen more, because a lot of them, the stem of that, the root of that problem is just because they don't have that masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? Around them.